What is good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm IAnthonyD. We are back with some more changes coming to the Texas Chain Saw Massacre. So before we get into it, if you haven't already, make sure to slash that like button, subscribe with notifications set to all. Follow us on YouTube and Twitch. We've been streaming this game nonstop. We got tons of TCM content. With that said, we got some big changes coming to the next patch. So let's take a look what they have for us in the third edition of the Muerto Times. As always, they break these into 3 categories: fits in testing, under investigation, and need more info. For our fits in testing, we have Connie and Leland cooldown increase. Now, when it comes to abilities, there's 3 that come to mind: Connie, Leland, and Anna. It's interesting that Anna's not on this list, but I do hear a lot of feedback from the community about Connie and Leland. It looks like we're going to be getting a bigger cooldown on their abilities. Obviously, Connie has the ability to pop a lock and get out of the basement immediately, and Leland has that deadly shoulder tackle. I understand Leland's cooldown increase. My guess is it has to do with bullying Bubba in the basement. They want to get away from that. But when it comes to Connie, to be honest with you, I thought she was a huge threat, and she definitely is to an extent. But if you find a Connie, you can typically get her out of there. And next on the list, we have Slaughterhouse Special Escapes. I'm not exactly sure what this means. I believe it has to do with the valve escape, which is a huge problem on Slaughterhouse. With obviously the pressure tanks being down in the basement, it is very hard to defend as family. There's been a lot of feedback from the community on that, so that's what I think they're doing. I'm not too sure. The next one on this list, though, is exciting. The reign of Sissy is officially over, at least a little bit here, with her poison bug being fixed. It's actually kind of crazy because there's a certain build for Sissy where you could keep a victim just in the same spot, practically moonwalking, because of this bug that applies this slowdown and poison effect on every single hit she has. It's supposed to only be on the first attack, so I'm very, very excited to see that go away. Next, for our under investigation, we have hitchhikers, traps, and ladders. So what I believe that they're talking about here is there was this weird bug. I thought it was fixed in the last patch, but I guess not. So if hitchhiker places a trap at the top of the ladder and the victim climbs out of the ladder, steps in the trap, they are then stuck. They can no longer go through like crawl spaces or gaps in the wall. It's very weird. It's an easy kill because they can't go anywhere. So if that's what they're talking about here, then obviously that's a really great fix, because that's not good to have in the game. The next one we have is stealth balancing. I'm interested to see what more information will come with this, because obviously stealth in the early stages of the game is non-existent. There's almost zero reason to be stealthy in the beginning of the game. Waking up grandpa, none of that matters. Every victim spams themselves out of their traps, starts running around immediately, getting bone shards and tools. So I'm very interested to see, because stealth is obviously supposed to be a huge part of this game in the game design. So I'm very interested to see what the balancing changes are going to be. And then this next one, which I personally, if you watch the streams, I have said many times, it just makes sense. And that's the fuse bots reset. Similar to the valve, if you catch a victim turning on the valve, the family member can turn it off and you can counter that. With the fuse bots, you can't. A victim can instantly turn it on. They can turn it on as many times as they want. The door itself just instantly opens, and there's certain maps like the family house where there's like spawns with the fuse bots where you can get out of a certain basement door, the basement storage, run upstairs to the second floor, pop the lock on the fuse box, you know, do the mini game, turn it on, run back down, and the door is right there on your right. So in my opinion, having the ability for the family members to go upstairs and turn that fuse box off, I think is a huge deal. I also think that maybe the door should load up similar to the pressure valve escape. I'd love to know what you guys think down below about that. For our final category, needs more info, we have stuck spots. So I'm guessing these are spots that just get you stuck. Pretty simple. And then we have party disbanding. I haven't had too much of this issue, but I know that the party issues in general need to be tightened up a little bit. So I'm happy to see that they're working on that as well. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. These are some changes coming to the Texas Chain Saw Massacre. What are you thinking? Is there something on this list that you think shouldn't be on this list? Is there something that should have been on this list that isn't? Let me know down below in the comments. Let's have a discussion there. If you haven't already, slash that like button, join Slasher Gang for $1 a month. Support the channel directly. Till then, don't do drugs, don't have sex. No, yeah, don't die.
Got darker days in this grind, yeah. Never pay no mind to what I hate to say. Criticize myself more than anybody anyway. Living dreams, but these nightmares keeping me awake. Demons whisper in the dark, telling me it's a mistake to have faith in my own grind. But I got power over my own mind. I feel like Dr. Strange, yeah.